Some innovation for better health. Welcome back to Techstination. I'm Fred Fishkin. Joining us from Olo, OLO, is co-founder and CEO Mark Pesonen. Hi, Mark.
Hey, Fred. Good to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. And give us an overview of what Olo is. I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly.
Yeah, that's right. Olo, it's actually a Finnish word meaning feeling and being. So we're focusing on making regulating the nervous system as simple as possible. So means reducing anxiety, stress, for some people, insomnia, but also getting to a flow state or focus state. So it's basically neurosensory modulation through immersive sound and somatic education. So we use nature sounds and music to be able to affect your nervous system in a positive way so that you can reduce stress and at the same time open up more cognitive capacity.
Nature sounds and music have been used, I guess, for a long time in various apps, and even before that, in ways
Yes.
to try to improve health and reduce stress. How is what you're doing very different?
Yeah, so my background is I'm a composer, and I was always looking at this field already like more than a decade ago, and I was always asking myself like, there's so much research pointing out to the power here, but a lot of the content that I found was quite static and flat, and I thought that there is an opportunity to create something that is 10 to 100 times better, that is more like Pixar production value. And I think there's also a change. The technological window of consumer electronics has opened up where people use more headphones, use better quality headphones, and even spatial audio now. So what we decided to do is that we went around high biodiversity places and recorded over 1,000 hours of nature sounds in 3D with microphones that really captured the direction and the distance of the sound in a high definition. And we did the same with music, and then started to weave together sound journeys that are not static rain sound, but actually are an imaginary journey between different scenarios where music is accompanying. And the magic there is the delta between point A to B to C, and that takes our nervous system to the gym, and it goes more up and down, where it's more stimulating and more calming. And this is where we can get much more profound effects.
Interesting. So tell us about the whole ecosystem, the products and et cetera that you have. And you actually have physical locations too.
Yeah, actually, 10 years ago, with my co-founder, Katarina, who's actually a somatic therapist and mental health professional, we started with retreats. So our first product was a 7-day retreat. And then from those experiences, we started to make shorter experiences until we did an app. So the ecosystem today looks like an audio app, which has a freemium and premium model. Then we have an eye mask that helps you to just get deeper into the experience. You can have your eyes open and it's pitch black. It has this deep eye socket, so your eyelashes don't touch it, and it's really comfortable to wear. And then we have Olo Audio, which is these speaker systems that are omnidirectional. There's a speaker up and down, and there's a piece of wood in the middle that divides the sound 360 degrees. And with those, we can have this experience. Anybody's living room can suddenly turn into a jungle, or we can have experiences for groups. And those events have been then one part of the ecosystem. So they're Olo guides who are hosting these sound journey events that have become like a social object. People like to gather around experiences these days. The kids don't drink anymore, so you have to find other things to do. And then we still do bigger events and retreats. So in a way, it's about bringing people to nature or bringing nature to people, and making these 3 layers of in your pocket through the app, anytime, anywhere, social wellness in high density cities where people can have shared experiences, and then deep dive experiences in nature locations like our retreat centers in Finland and Madeira Island in Portugal, where you can really come to contact with wild nature.
Tell us about the science behind what you're doing.
Yes. So neuroscience has this interesting, like if you think of psychology, like way back, psychology actually wanted to be neuroscience, but the tech wasn't there. We didn't have the ability to measure everything. So we had to result in the more subjective talk therapy type of things. But now I think we're coming to a full circle where actually neuroscience is as far and consumer electronics are as far with that we can with wearables see different heart rate variability and electrodermal activity or EEG signals, which all are biofeedback signals that tell us what's going on under the skin. And another point that I wanted to make is around meditation, like was created thousands of years ago in quite a different context that we live today. And just the sheer amount of stimulus that we get through our devices is so different from back then. Back then, thousands of years ago, was useful to have more discipline, get to learn focus. But now knowledge work is all about focus and concentration, and we actually get attention fatigue. So instead of learning concentration meditation, we actually advocate positive mind wandering. And mind wandering in neuroscience is this default mode network. We often hear about you gotta tame the monkey mind, and rumination is a bad thing. But actually, there's a positive side of mind wandering. It's not about thinking about your to-do lists or worries, but the sound journeys get your mind wandering in a positive way. It doesn't get stuck in your thoughts, but we don't tell people like try not to think or try to focus. We actually say all you have to do is nothing. So just close your eyes, lean back, and be curious about your experience, because sometimes our mental inbox is so full of things, like all the messages we get all the time, and we might not have time to digest life. So when the head, often what problem is for many people, when the head hits the pillow, that's when the digestion starts, and we start to unpack that inbox, and then we cannot sleep because there's so much going on. So that's why having these little short breaks, for example, during the day, where you just lean back, close your eyes, and if thoughts come, that's great, because you maybe need to unpack some of that stuff. And that's how we kind of reduce that mental load, because our buffer of our memory is still very limited and it gets full. So we need to have time to kind of empty that.
Interesting. So you have a free version of the app, you said, and there's a premium version. Tell us about that and how the pricing works.
Yeah, no, actually, one thing that I wanted to add on the science, we got quite a lot of feedback from people. They were sending us screenshots. Like a lot of people use like Oura Ring or Apple Watch or something track their heart rate variability, and they send us a screenshot saying like, my daytime stress levels were high, and now I had Olo session, and inside of 10, 15, 20 minutes, it went from this high stress to recovery. So we had a clinical study just recently where a university was measuring 53 people and their heart rate variability and also psychological questions. And we could see a 60% reduction in anxiety and 30% increase in heart rate variability, which is really significant number indicating a nervous system resilience. So I just wanted to like say that there is really robust science behind this, and I think it's important to be able to not only feel better but also see that there's an actual effect in a biology or physical sense. But yeah, about the app, it's again, our North Star is really making this accessible. Because when I talk to people, 9 out of 10 tell me, yeah, I've heard about meditation, but I really couldn't make it a habit, or I couldn't get to the benefits. And I think it's a shame, because we should all be able to gain benefits from things like that. So that's why it's easier than meditation, but also the pricing, we made it so there's a freemium and you can always get certain experiences through it. And the app really goes directly to the experience. It doesn't ask you a million questions like some other services. We really believe that you need to give first the experience, and then you earn right to talk more with your client and offer them more. And then the premium just gives you access to longer sessions, and that's $7 a month, $50 a year.
Terrific. For more information, where can people go?
So it's this olo.app. So olo.app.
Terrific. Well, congratulations on what you're doing there, and we appreciate you spending time with us, Markus.
Thank you, Fred.